To MyBo. Remove contacts before using. Wait at least 30 minutes before putting them back in. Eye redness and blurred vision may occur.
MyBo. Oh, yeah.
Ask your eye doctor about MyBo.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Asthma. Does it have you missing out on what you love? Get back to better breathing with Fasenra, an add-on treatment for eosinophilic asthma. Fasenra is not for sudden breathing problems. Serious allergic reactions, including anaphylaxis, may occur. Get help right away for swelling of your face, mouth, tongue, or trouble breathing. Don't stop asthma treatments, including oral steroids, without talking with your doctor. Tell your doctor if your asthma worsens or you have a parasitic infection. Headache and sore throat may occur. Ask your doctor if Fasenra is right for you.
Everyone has a signature story.
I believe that's
the storms are going to move out as we head through the next several hours, eventually moving into Iowa. Nice day on Friday, rain chances on Saturday, a storm chance coming our way as we head into Sunday as well. That Storm Alert Team forecast tonight.
Live on ABC, the presumed #1 pick watching from home with good reason. Here's Rhiannon Alley.
Tonight, we are just moments away. The NFL Draft, the future of the NFL, about to begin in Pittsburgh. The prediction for #1 pick? The Las Vegas Raiders expected to choose Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza. Family front and center for Mendoza when he won the Heisman Trophy, thanking his mom Elsa, who lives with MS.
Mommy, this is your trophy as much as it is mine. You've always been my biggest fan. You're my light, you're my why, you're my biggest supporter. Together, you and I are rewriting what people think is possible. I love you.
Mendoza will not be at tonight's ceremony, but rather at home, surrounded by loved ones.
I wanted to stay and make the memory with everybody who poured into my football journey. Mentors, coaches, family, friends. You want to share that moment with all of them? Is going to be the best memory that I can make.
Other big names to watch tonight, Notre Dame running back Jeremiah Love is expected to go in the top 10.
It means everything to me, you know. I've been working to get to this point ever since I was about 6 years old.
And Casey Concepcion, a Texas A&M wide receiver, projected to go late in the first round, known for his excellent hands on the field and in the kitchen.
I started cooking for my teammates whenever I first got down here. They didn't really know what to expect from me. From the reactions that I got, I exceeded those expectations.
Already a social media all-star for his culinary skills, cooking his mom's recipes for his team. David, with 32 picks in the first round, expect movement, surprises, maybe even some shakeups. It's all in the road to Super Bowl 61, which airs right here on ABC next February, and it all starts right here in Pittsburgh tonight. David.
That's right, Rhiannon. Thank you. The Super Bowl coming to ABC, and you can watch Round 1, the NFL Draft tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here. Good night.
Did you fear for your life?
She accused former Michigan head coach Sharon Moore of breaking into her home and threatening her with knives. Now, Paige Shivers speaks out.
You think you should have gone to jail?
Tomorrow.
Did you tell anyone at the University of Michigan about this?
The Honda Spring event is going on right now at Honda of Lincoln. There are hundreds of new Hondas in stock and on the way. Lease a 2026 Ridgeline RTL for just $439 a month, or choose 3.99% APR financing for up to 60 months. Or drive home in a new 2026 Accord LX for just $259 a month. Come experience the best, the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Our American warriors are tough, determined, disciplined. They sacrifice their own well-being to defend our liberties, and they never leave the injured behind.
Good? Yeah, brother.
Founded and operated by American veterans and patriots, we are a personal injury law firm bringing that warrior ethos to every case. We are Barry Law.
At Ernie's in Ceresco, get the savings on furniture we usually reserve for our employees' families. It's Ernie's Employee Family Pricing Event. Save on our huge in-stock selection of furniture, mattresses, flooring, and appliances at Ernie's in Ceresco and Ernie's Mattress First in Lincoln.
Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 6.
Well, some powerful storms made their way through portions of our viewing area. Citizen journalist Brian sharing this time lapse on the Now Local News app, capturing the moment those rain-loaded clouds rolled through the capital city, bringing heavy downpours and even some hail along with it. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Rod Fowler. Brian wasn't the only one sending in content. A bunch of you sharing with us what you were seeing, as you can see right here behind me. More on your videos in a moment. Let's take a live look through our network of cameras right now. The question on a lot of minds is Southeast Nebraska still getting hit by storms? Let's get straight over to Rusty to find out. Rusty.
Yeah, and it'll last for just a little bit longer. We're looking at the very far southeastern corner, east of Beatrice, south of Omaha, seeing some strong storms. And this is included with Richardson, Nemaha, and Pawnee County. And now it's moving off, and there's a long line of storms too. It is all lined up from Minnesota through the western half of Iowa into far southeastern Nebraska, and eventually stopping there in northeastern Kansas. But we have seen some strong storms. That is a tornado on the ground reported in southwestern Iowa, just west of Bedford, south of Red Oak. That is moving north and east, away from us, thankfully, but a tornado on the ground reported there. Strong storms headed towards Falls City, rumbling through Auburn just now, and this will continue its way east. I'll get rid of all the lightning. There's a lot of it, too, about 400 bolts of lightning every 10 minutes. But southeast Nebraska seeing that heavy rain moving away, and there is a severe thunderstorm warning for Nemaha, Pawnee, and Richardson County. And again, this is all moving east. This goes through 7 p.m. The rest of the state, though, quiet right now, maybe a sprinkler or two in parts of the Panhandle, and that's about it. But the tornado watch has been whittled down a little bit, does continue to include Otoe County, Nemaha, Richardson, and Pawnee County through 7 p.m. tonight. But again, all of that is moving east. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, Honda of Lincoln, Cam, looking at a mixture of clouds and sun and 82 degrees with a northwest wind at 14 miles per hour. So there's all that lightning once again, everything moving away from us temperature-wise, 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s across the state. And the wind out of the northwest at 20 to 30, gusting to 40 miles per hour. We'll talk more about the storm potential, how long it'll last, and when the next time we'll see rain in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Rusty. Talk to you in a little bit. A lot of you probably have taken some time to check your cars tonight for any pings and dents after this afternoon's noisy storm. Heavy amounts of hail pounding parts of Lincoln and surrounding areas. Take a look.
We are getting some hail. East side of Lincoln.
Torrents of rain and hail rocking the capital city Thursday afternoon. Citizen journalist Denise walking outside to find this. Piles upon piles of hailstones scattered on her property. Citizen journalist Lisa showing the hail clacking onto her back deck. The Channel 8 station's back lot also getting a beating today. And further up in North Lincoln, the Havelock district getting pounded. Sean getting massive mounds of hailstones all across his front lawn. That is a lot of hail. Now to several stories breaking now. Some new legal action taking over the work ethic camp in McCook. The nonprofit Nebraska Appleseed filing an appeal to a judge's recent order. That court decision said state officials had the right to take over the work camp there and turn it into an ICE detention facility. The original suit claimed the governor exceeded his authority when doing so. We'll be keeping an eye on the story and let you know what happens next. Also breaking now, the Seward County Sheriff's Office addressing a series of threats towards a school district. They say they've been made aware of several concerning TikToks centering around Centennial Public Schools. Right now, this is an open investigation. Jelly's Jake Holman is in the newsroom now joining us. And Jake, is this considered a threat that is active?
No, Rod, it is not actually, which is the good news, of course. Now, according to The captain, that is, I spoke with today at the Seward County Sheriff's Office, he says, though, this didn't just begin today. In fact, it all started a couple of nights ago. Back on Tuesday night, authorities say when they first received several dozen calls and messages from concerned parents and staff members at Centennial Public Schools. Their concern? TikTok posts, and not just one, but according to the captain at the Seward County Sheriff's Office, there's about up to 10. It's not clear what kind of threat this is or was, but they have sent subpoenas to both TikTok and Google. According to the captain, those TikToks have now since been deleted.
I do know that the TikToks have been deleted. I don't know who deleted those, whether it was the actual author or if it was TikTok, but they have been deleted. My job throughout this is to make sure I have people at the school and make sure the school's protected.
Now, Captain Melby also says since they received a warning of these threats, the schools have been loaded with deputies this week for extra protection, stating that his main priority is, of course, keeping the students and the community safe. Now, at this time, he also says it's not clear who posted these TikToks. They still have to wait, of course, till they receive that subpoena back. But what the actual threat is as well still is unclear at this time. It is an ongoing investigation. For now, reporting live here in the newsroom, Jake Coleman, Channel 8 News.
Thank you, Jake. On to some new details on an overnight fire that happened in North Lincoln. One of our citizen journalists, Todd, showing this video of the aftermath. The entire front of the home scorched from the flames. This home is on North 68th and Kobe Streets. Investigators telling us that a cigarette thrown on some mulch started the fire on the porch, and then it went up the siding of the house. No one was hurt. Damage is estimated to be right around $100,000. Well, right now, big news announced concerning medical marijuana here in the United States. Today, the president reclassifying it as a less dangerous drug. It's now considered Schedule 3 instead of Schedule 1. So you're saying, Rod, what does that mean? Well, Channel 8's Danielle Da Silva has been following the story for us today and is here to explain. Danielle?
Rod, the reputation of medical marijuana is receiving an upgrade. Before today, as a Schedule 1 drug like heroin is, it was considered highly addictive and with no medical value. Now, as a Schedule 3 drug like Tylenol with codeine, it's ready to be researched for patient use. A major turning point for medical marijuana across the country. For decades, advocates have fought for the right to legally use it to help with pain, nausea, epilepsy, and support mental health. Leading the charge in Nebraska is Krista Eggers. But her reaction to the reclassification news might just surprise you.
Today was a step. Today was vindication. But today is nothing to celebrate as a Nebraskan.
With 71% of the state's voters in support of medical cannabis, legislation passed to give access to patients in need. However, 18 months later, Eggers says dispensaries still lack licenses to sell it, and those who want it are waiting.
The reality is we have seen elected officials in this state do everything that they can to stall, delay, and stand in the way of this progress and the day that Nebraskans have real access to this medicine. Today's rescheduling doesn't suddenly allow Nebraska to act. It doesn't change anything.
The president first announced his plan to reclassify it in January, which would allow research to be done so it could be used as medicine. And today, the acting attorney general, Todd Blanche, signed an order to allow that to happen.
People suffering from big problems, which this seems to be the best answer. They're very happy about it. So the rescheduling is starting, and that's a big thing.
Despite many viewing this move as progressive, Eggers says it's tragic to think of the people whose voices she says were not listened to for years.
I have shared our stories. We have never stopped. Patients for over a decade have been saying this and pleading, throughout their suffering and the waiting. There are patients in this state who have died. They have died in the waiting. They continue to suffer.
She says what she hopes happens next is an expedition of medical programs in Nebraska. Currently, the Nebraska Cannabis Committee has begun accepting applications for medical cannabis from dispensaries, but there is no clear timeline as to when patients will have access to it. Reporting in the studio, Danielle Da Silva, Channel 8 News.
Thank you, Danielle. Stay with us. We have plenty more after the break, such as petroleum peril, why it could be harder for parents to buy clothing for young children, and how one local secondhand store is giving a helping hand. Don't go anywhere. We're back in 60 seconds. Proposed 3,000-acre solar farm in York County hits a major setback. The Omaha Public Power District, which is behind the project, is letting a key agreement expire. It's citing strict zoning rules and ongoing delays for that. Those rules include large setbacks from homes and communities, which OPPD says makes the project hard to plan and to build. No word on what happens next. New tonight, from war to your wallet, the conflict overseas now impacting families here at home. Rising oil costs are not only driving up gas prices, but also one necessity you'd least expect. It's driving up the cost of everyday items, including clothing. That's because many fabrics, like polyester, are made from petroleum. And as those costs rise, families are feeling it. Here in Lincoln, some are turning to secondhand shops like Room to Grow, where owners say they're seeing more people looking for affordable options.
We just like to keep costs low, but obviously with prices rising in store, we go off of those prices on how we price our items here for secondhand. And so we have seen definitely a jump in pricing all over with clothes, shoes, equipment items, materials, all that stuff for kids and women.
And with costs still rising, some worry this not only putting more strain on families, but also the organizations that help support them.
A big line of storms all the way from Minnesota through Iowa into southeastern parts of Nebraska continues to make its way away from us. Is there any more rain in the forecast? We'll be right back.
Big announcement that may impact Nebraska families who are using SNAP benefits. The Department of Health and Human Services submitting a request to expand the program in the state and move candy off the table. If approved, state leaders say this change would begin later this year. It would add candy to the list that also includes not being able to use SNAP benefits for soda and energy drinks. Officials say the goal is to encourage healthier food choices, pointing to research that links high sugar intake to issues like obesity and heart disease. The DHHS says more details are expected in the coming weeks.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
I've got the radar loops all fired up here trying to find anything going on, and look at this big long line of storms, and it's tornadic here just on the other side of the river. Strong to severe storms here in far southeastern Nebraska, barely on the edge of Pawnee County towards Richardson and Nemaha, moving south and east away from us. Most of the state now, about 95% of the rest of the state, is free and clear of thunderstorms. But tornado warnings right here and right here. Northwestern Missouri, southwestern parts of Iowa. This line of storms, true to form, has the potential was there for tornadoes, and sure enough, we've been seeing them, and that's all moving south and east. This some heavy rain right here, trying to push through Falls City right now. Keeping a close eye on that. Storm reports, quite a bit of it. This is all of them so far, mainly eastern Nebraska. I'll get rid of everything and show you just a couple of tornado reports here, ones that have been officially on the ground, one towards Little Sioux and then the one on just on the other side of the river there. A lot of hail reports. The biggest one I could find was about 1.5 inches in North Lincoln, the northern part of the city of Lincoln. Everybody else about 1 inch to 1.25 inches. And then down here in and around Beatrice and areas west of there, anywhere from 1.5 inches to almost 2 inches of rain, 2 inches of hail in diameter near Fairbury. So lots going on. And here's a lot of pictures that everybody sent in. The one on the left is from Brian, old professor of mine from UNL. Jack sent the one in the middle, and Jeff, that one on the right-hand side of your screen, just bigger than a quarter. All of these from Lincoln. Karis, Molly, and Ryan all sent these in, about 1/4 to 1.5 inches in diameter. And then this one's my favorite, only because Ronald knew what I wanted to see. Quarter-size hail, penny-size hail, dime-size hail. Love that. It leaves nothing to the imagination. You know exactly what's going on here. So thumbs up, Ronald. Thank you very much for that. Tornado watch continues just for a handful of counties here. Pawnee, Richardson, as well as Nemaha and Otoe County, and then areas to the east. This area right here seeing the tornado warnings. We're just at the very edge of this. It's almost done. But if you're in Lincoln, it is done. We've got mostly sunny skies. Look at that. What a gorgeous second half of the day. Allocam looking at downtown Lincoln. Who would have thought we would have seen all that rain and all that hail fly through the city of Lincoln, but here we are. Temperatures in the upper 70s and lower 80s. We're at 62 in Nebraska City, 82 in Lincoln. Obviously, that storm system off to our east. The wind has been shifting. We're kind of on the edge here, but it is now coming out of the north and west, anywhere from 14 to 24 to about 30 miles per hour, gusting closer to 40 miles per hour near O'Neill, Broken Bow, Grand Island at 29 miles per hour. That storm system, though, continuing to make its way east, taking with it a lot of lightning. Look at all of that, just incredible. So what's going to happen? Well, it's gone. I mean, that storm system moves all the way off to the east, and we're left with a pretty quiet second half of tonight into tomorrow morning. Now, most of Friday looks okay, but as we head into Friday night, a little bit of light rain, much needed at that, in north central and northwest Nebraska through Friday evening. And then as we get into Saturday, some outdoor plans in eastern Nebraska Saturday night. I know I'll be at Memorial Stadium, so there might be a sprinkler or two. Watching this very closely. The better chance for rain, I believe, is going to be on Sunday, so that's something we'll keep an eye on. But tonight, temperatures between 40 and 45, highs on Friday. Not really. This is looking like a pretty nice day. Temperatures pretty close to 70. We'll see 60s all the way through. That storm chance on Saturday, better chance on Sunday, and then another chance on Monday. We'll take whatever rain we can get. But look at all of those 60s in the forecast all the way through the first part of May.
Thank you, Rusty. Coming up next in the Sports Zone, Nate, it's draft night in the NFL.
Yeah, it sure is. A reminder that the next generation of stars takes center stage. The NFL Draft is live right here on Channel 8. It all starts at 7, where one call can change everything. And one Husker hoping to hear his name called, Emmett Johnson, who is waiting for his shot under the bright lights over the next few days. We're going to hear from Emmett Johnson when we come back.
Now, from the Channel 8 Sports Zone, sponsored by Green's Furnace and Plumbing, here's Channel 8 News Sports with Sports Director Nate Johnson. The Channel 8 News Sports Zone.
Well, what is going on? Thanks for tuning into the Sports Zone. It's Nate Johnson rocking with you today. Tonight is night 1 of the NFL Draft, a big night for many, both for teams drafting players. The right guy in the right system can change a franchise, but also for the players whose life and the people around their lives effectively changes tonight. And if you want to check out tonight's action, you can right here on Channel 8. The NFL Draft set to start at 7 p.m. Now, while there are no Huskers projected to go in the first round, there are some Nebraska players hoping to hear their names called over the next couple of days. Emmett Johnson is the highest-ranked Husker on Mel Kiper's big board. Johnson is listed there as the 101st best player in the draft. More from Johnson in a second. But here's a look at Kuiper's projected top 10 picks. I think there is little doubt that Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza will be going first overall, but you never know. The Kansas City Chiefs are currently projected to draft Arizona State wide receiver Jordan Tyson with the 9th pick, an area they need to bolster coming into next season. Back to Emmett Johnson, though. He will be hoping to hear his name called between tonight and Sunday. The Big Ten Conference running back of the year was a force all season for the Huskers. He racked up 1,451 yards on the ground and 12 touchdowns. Johnson spoke on what he brings to the table for NFL teams and why they should take a shot at him this week.
First off, they're just going to get the best player in this draft, if I'm, being completely honest. Somebody who's going to come in, work my butt off, earn the respect of my teammates, right away. Somebody's going to be a good locker room person, good on and off the field in the community. Just somebody who's willing to buy in and outwork everybody, and also just help the team win games and win a Super Bowl. I feel like that's what my mindset has been. And then somebody who's just hungry. Like I'm extremely hungry coming in there. I'm not going to be satisfied with anything. Like I'm somebody who's going to constantly work and improve to be the best. So that's what the NFL team's getting out of me.
And I'm really excited to see where Emmett will end up. Well, so some Nebraska basketball news breaking this evening that the Huskers have picked up a new commitment from San Diego State guard Taj DeGorval, the 6'5" sophomore, averaged 5.5 points and 3 assists over 33 games played last season. He's been at SDSU the past 2 years, playing in 64 games total. He started 5 last season. He shoots the ball well from behind the arc at 34.5% last year, 30.4% his freshman season, and a welcome to Lincoln. Well, finally, Concordia baseball is in action today, taking on Morningside in Sioux City. And take a quick look at today's doubleheader. They got the first one, 6-4, the final there. The second one is in progress right now. Big series between these two teams. Both are having impressive seasons as the regular season winds to a close. And that is going to do it for sports tonight. Rod will send things back over to you.
All right, thank you so much, Nate. What do you say we get a final check of the weather? What a day it's been. We had that front go through. Some areas receiving quite a bit of rain. Some areas receiving quite a bit of hail. Rusty, we've seen everything from pea size to golf ball, right?
Yeah, that's about the gist of it too. And we should be just about done unless you live in far southeast Nebraska, like Richardson County, and then everything should be out of here, and that'll be it for the rest of the night. But here's a look at that line of storms. Look at all those tornado warnings just on the other side of the river. But we do have lingering storms and a lot of lightning in the far southeast Nebraska. But again, this is all moving away from us. Zoom in here real quick so you can kind of get a look at it. There's that big line of storms from Falls City up towards Bedford, Maryville, Red Oak, and those tornado warnings as well. That all moves off to the east, and we're left with mostly clear to partly cloudy skies by 11 p.m. Those temperatures in the 30s, 40s, maybe some 50s out there, but a chilly night tonight. Highs tomorrow generally between 60 and 70 degrees. Really a nice Friday. I think Friday could be a top 10 day. And then Saturday a little bit cooler, small chance for some precipitation. Highs only in the 50s for the western half of the state, 60s for the eastern half on Saturday.
Thank you, Rusty, and thank you so much for joining us. We hope you enjoy your evening, and we'll see you back here at 10 o'clock.
At Comfort Made Mattress,